Hi, Jacqueline. Thank you for joining me today. We're gonna have some fun here, role playing. We're gonna pick the most common expired objections. We're gonna do the top three expired
Okay.
objections. So go ahead and tell the people who are watching your first last name, where you saw real estate, in case they ever have a referral for you in your area.
Okay. I'm Jacqueline Lovis. I've been doing real estate for 15 plus years.
Wow.
And I am here in the Los Angeles area. So I say Los Angeles County.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy doing what I'm doing. I wouldn't be here for 15 years, 15 plus years if I didn't enjoy it. I like helping families move on to their next chapter in their life.
Great. So
Enjoy every bit of it. So if you refer any business to me, they will be taken loving care with me.
exactly, absolutely. Getting the job done in Los Angeles County, California. So
That's right.
thank you, Jacqueline. All right, so we are going to do some role playing of the three most common expired objections. Yeah.
Okay.
And Jacqueline, from your experience, because you're calling expireds every day, what is
Yes.
the most common objection you hear from them?
Well, the most common is out the gate, they're saying, I'm not selling anymore.
Okay. Before we role play, because I'm going to role play this with you, let me just say a couple of things about it. Okay. And you know this because you've been hanging around me for a while, right?
Yes, I have.
Jacqueline, when they say I'm not selling anymore, is it an objection or is it a condition?
Oh, that's just an objection.
Okay.
That's not a condition.
Okay. Could it be a condition?
It could be. And the reason it could be is because there is a family member issue that has come up,
Yeah.
and that family member they could have passed, and now they decided to put it on hold.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's a
So that would
a slight condition.
yeah.
They could have been moving to a new job, and the job now has not come into fruition,
Yep.
and so now they're staying in their
Yep.
home.
Yep.
Those the only two that right now that I can think of.
Yeah.
Everything else
When you think
is
about it,
game.
though, somebody could decide not to sell anymore for whatever reason, but it's rare. Usually, you
Yes.
know this. When they say, I'm not selling anymore, they still want to sell. They're just frustrated because their
Yes.
house was on the market for 6 months, it didn't sell. Now, the day it expires, they're being bombarded with phone calls from real estate agents. Like,
Yes.
I'm not selling anymore. It's a quick way to get rid of most real estate agents.
That's right.
Most of them will
Yes.
give up. And I always say, and you'll remember this, Jacqueline, always assume that it is an objection.
Yes.
Could it be a condition? Yeah, but that's an exception. Most of the time it is a condition. So
Yes.
here's how I would handle it. So go ahead and just say I'm not selling anymore.
So okay, so Jackie, I'm just not going to sell anymore at this
Oh,
moment. I'm not selling anymore.
sure. I completely understand, Jacqueline. So it sounds like you're just gonna leave the house off the market then.
Yes, I'm going to leave it off the market.
Okay. And so in that case, when are you thinking that you might put it back for sale?
I don't think I'm going to put it back for sale at all. I'm just going to stay in the house, maybe make some additions or whatever, and just leave it off the market. I mean, just not sell it anymore. That's about it.
So you're thinking this is a permanent decision that you just don't want to sell it anymore.
Y-
Period.
Yes, I'm not going to sell it
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, and you know what? I understand, Jacqueline, why you would consider just staying after having the house on the market for 6 months without selling, especially in a great seller's market. You're probably just questioning and wondering, like, well, maybe there's no way to get it sold. I might as well just stay here. So
Right.
I understand. And I got to ask you this, Jacqueline. If you were absolutely confident that this house would sell, would you consider putting it back on the market now?
If I was absolutely confident, you're saying,
Yeah.
well, I yeah, I would say okay. yes, I would
Y-
say yes.
You would consider.
I
Excellent.
would consider, I
Yeah,
would consider,
yeah.
I'm
Well,
pretty confident. Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
So in that case, Jacqueline, I'll tell you, I'm really, really glad that I called you today because I'd like to meet with you for just 20 minutes and show you what I do differently to get houses sold in today's market. Would you have 20 minutes for our meeting around 3 o'clock today, or would 4 be better?
Um, I think 4 o'clock will be okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I want to put it back on the market though.
Right.
Like I said, I wasn't planning on putting it back on the market or anything
Right.
like that.
Right. And again, I understand where you're coming from, Jacqueline, and I'm not expecting you to say to me, "Yeah, sure, come over at 4 o'clock. I'm gonna sign with you and sell the house." You don't know who I am. You don't know what I do. Let's meet at 4 o'clock for 20 minutes. Let me show you again what is it that I do differently, and then at the end of our meeting, you decide what's best for yourself. So I look
Mm,
forward to seeing you today at 4 o'clock.
well, okay, I'll see you at 4 o'clock, but you kind of sound like okay. The other agents said that they can get me sold too. So, but
Well,
I'll see you at 4 o'clock.
yeah, well, and here's the difference, Jacqueline. I know you're getting a lot of calls from real estate agents today, and they're all saying that they can sell your house. There's a
Yes.
huge difference between saying it and being able to do it. I'm gonna show you exactly how I do it and how I've done it for many of my clients, and some of them in the last 6 months while your house was sitting on the market unsold. So I look forward to seeing you at 4 p.m. today.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, what is the second, in your experience, most common expired objection?
I forgot what the other one was.
Mm,
That was um
I remember
mm,
one was, I'm not going to sign,
oh yeah, I'm not gonna sign
or I don't want to
anything
list.
and then waste your time.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's
Wait,
right. So,
yeah,
they're
waste your
two
time.
separate ones, no?
What was that again?
They're two separate ones. The
They're
I don't
two
want to waste
separate
your
ones.
time. Okay.
Yes,
So,
yes.
let's go with the I don't want to waste your time.
Okay.
Okay. So, say it. So yeah,
So
I want
so
to come by at 4 o'clock. Go ahead.
so Jackie, you know what? I hear what you're saying. I hear everything you're saying, but at this moment, I don't. I'm not. I just don't want to waste your time
Yeah.
and you
Well, and
coming by
yeah. And by the way, Jack,
and my
I
time.
I appreciate you saying that. And by the way, it would definitely not be a waste of my time. I'm more than willing to take 20 minutes to show you what it's going to take to get this property sold whenever you decide to sell it, whether it's now, 6 months from now, or a year from now. I promise you, Jacqueline, that our meeting is not going to be a waste of your time, whether you decide to sell it now or sell it in the future. As I said, by the end of our meeting, you will know exactly what it's going to take to get it sold. So,
Mm.
be available for 20 minutes around 3 o'clock today, or would 4 be better for you?
Well, what is it that you're going to be doing? I mean, you can tell me over the phone, right? Because
Well,
again, I just
yeah.
don't want to waste. Again,
Well, and
I've
by
had.
the way, Jacqueline, I'm not gonna come over and spend 2 or 3 hours like some. I'm sure you've met with agents that they come to your house and they spend 2 hours telling you a bunch of stuff that is totally unimportant to you. Our meeting will be 20 minutes, and here's one of the very important reasons why I actually would like to meet with you, Jacqueline. I would imagine that in this process of selling your house, you want to sell it for top market price, right?
Of course, I will want to sell.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah,
who wouldn't?
absolutely. And see, one of the things that I will do in preparation for a meeting, I'm going to prepare a detailed market analysis for your home. When I get there, we'll take a look at the house together. We'll look at this information. And you and I together will decide what is the absolute highest price that we can sell your property for in today's market. Then I'll share with you what I do differently, and then you could
But
decide.
why can't you tell me over the phone now?
Well,
Can you can tell me now.
one of the things that I cannot do over the phone, Jacqueline, is you and I cannot determine what is the highest price that we can sell your property for without me looking at it. So again, our meeting is only going to take 20 minutes. Would 3 o'clock be good for you today, or would four be better?
Okay, 4 o'clock.
Okay, great. See you at four.
Okay.
What did you learn from this role play? This last one here, real quick.
You gave me some good information about so what prompted me to give you the appointment was when I asked you the second time, can you give me this information over the phone? And you said to me that I can't even
I
remember
can't
how,
tell you the price. Like, how could
yeah,
I give you
without looking at the property, that you couldn't tell me the price
right?
without looking at the property. Now, I could have gone on with some more with that, but I decided, okay, you're right. It just makes sense. If
Exactly.
it made sense for me to just go ahead on and give you the appointment.
Well,
So
and in addition to making sense, the other thing that everyone that's listening need to pay attention to is how I respond. I don't hesitate. I don't go, you've heard me say, you hesitate, you're done. This call's
yes,
over. Because
absolutely.
if you, the expired, the person on the other end of the phone, if you hear me go, you lose complete confidence that I could do any, like, no, 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 no. It's like a feeling they get of like, this is weird. No, I'm not wasting, especially with every objection, by the way, but especially with this one. I don't want to waste my time. You feel like I'm already wasting your time if I start hesitating on the phone. So it's a combination of things that are logical, and the way I'm speaking makes you feel like, 20 minutes. Yeah, why not? And it's exactly what we're looking for. What's the last most common expired objection, Jacqueline?
I'm not signing. Now, this one is pretty much so, this one can be both sides. And when I say both sides, this could be a for sale by owner, a FISBO, and it could be an expired.
Let's just do expired. They you could handle it in similar ways, but very well, FISBOs, it's a different conversation. So let's just stick with an expired, okay?
Okay.
So
Okay.
so you give me so basically what this is you agree to meet with me at 4 o'clock, but now you're saying, well, but I'm not gonna sign anything.
Yeah. So I'm going to meet with
Oh,
you at 4,
okay.
and I'm going to tell you, but I'm not going to sign it as I had
Okay.
mentioned to you over the phone.
Yeah. And Jacqueline, by the way, I completely understand that you're telling me that you're not going to sign anything. I mean, it would be totally, I'm role playing now, okay? It would be
I know.
totally unreasonable for me to expect you to tell me over the phone that you're going to sign something with somebody that you don't know, that you've never met, that you have no idea what I do. So I don't expect you
Yeah.
to say to me that you're gonna sign
Yeah.
and you're gonna listen, you're gonna sell with me. And at the same time, Jacqueline, I have to ask you this question. It sounds to me like you want to sell this home. What you don't want to do is list it again with an agent and not have it sell.
That's right. I don't want to list it with that's yeah, you can
Right.
say that.
Yeah.
Yes. And
I
then
mean,
and then also I didn't
yeah.
share this with you is
Okay.
that I also have a relative also. So
Huh.
that's that
Okay.
yeah, that's there. So
You have a
I
relative that's a real estate agent.
yeah, so
Okay.
I don't want to
So,
sign anything
no, I
because
understand. Jacqueline, let me
yeah,
ask you this because I want to make sure that I understand. So you have a relative who's a real estate agent. That's not
yeah.
who your previous agent was, right?
No, and that's the thing right there. I
Okay.
did not have the other agent that was not my relative that I went with.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. And so now my relative is looking at me like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
No,
tried to tell you,
yeah. No,
and then here I go again with someone else, and then I'm looking at that relative again.
Yeah, well, you would only be looking at your relative that same way again if you hire another agent that can't sell your house. And you sound like a smart lady. I think you would know how to tell the difference after wasting 6 months. But I gotta ask you this, Jacqueline. And I understand you have a relative in real estate. And by the way, I I hear what you're saying in your relative thinking like, well, you see what happened? You listed with somebody else and the house didn't sell. If I was in your situation, having wasted 6 months with an unsold property, I'd be
Mm-hmm.
thinking the same way. Listen, I'm not signing anything because you don't want to go through the same thing,
Right.
correct?
Yeah,
At the same time, you do want to sell this property and you want to sell it for the most money possible, right?
that's right.
That's exactly why I want to meet with you. I am confident, Jacqueline, that I am the best agent in this marketplace to sell your home for the most money possible in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle. That's exactly what you're looking to do, isn't it?
Yes.
Great. And so here's what I want to ask you because again, you have no idea what I'm talking about. You don't know who I am? I mean, I'm saying all the stuff. You're like, "Okay, well, show me, how look." And so here's my question. If at the end of our meeting today, Jacqueline, you, not me, you feel confident that I can get the job done, would you consider hiring me to get this home sold for you?
I may consider. Yeah, I may
Okay,
consider, but I have
okay,
to look at
excellent.
everything now
Well,
because that last agent didn't get it sold, and then I have my relative
100%.
that I'm looking at, and all of that. So
Absolutely.
all of that is in the same bucket. I have
Yeah.
to look at
And
everything.
Jacqueline, I am confident that when we meet, you will clearly see why you and I should be working together. I look forward
Mm,
to seeing you today at 4 o'clock.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
So okay,
2 cents on
the
this last role play.
so the relative was not really handled a whole lot.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
No, it
I
wasn't
noticed.
necessary. I, I didn't
I
think
s-
it was
s-
necessary.
so sometimes I feel like I need to handle that and then move on,
Well, I mean,
continue to
I
move.
acknowledged it. It's not, I didn't
Yes,
ignore it. But
yes,
you've heard me say this before, Jacqueline. You gave me a few different objections, and when they do that, when they say 3, 4 things with one breath, you gotta acknowledge all of it, and then you gotta choose. In the moment, it's a feeling that I get. It's not like it's not pre-planned.
right,
Like,
right,
okay, I'm gonna handle this. I'm gonna acknowledge that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And if that's enough, then I'm done. I don't need to throw the entire kitchen sink at you for every single objection. It's not necessary.
so what happens when they stay stuck on this relative? I mean,
Well,
because I didn't stay stuck on it, but I have gotten some where ma'am, listen, I am not going to, no, I'm not going to do it.
yeah.
Sometimes I don't even get
Okay,
the
so
appointment.
let's go. Let's do that. So
Sometimes I won't get the appointment. Now we're on the phone.
okay. So I said. So here's what you say. No, no, no. It's my relative. I say,
It's
Jack.
my relative, and I'm gonna stay with my relative.
Yes. I
So I'm not gonna do anything. I'm
I
gonna my
I
relative.
understand. And Jacqueline, obviously, I don't know who your relative is, and I would imagine he or she is a good agent because you're a smart lady. I mean, this is probably one of your biggest investments. You're not going to list with your relative just because he's a relative. You want to make sure that you make the best financial decision for yourself, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And so with that in mind, Jacqueline, I know you have your mind set on listing with your relative, and I respect that. And I still would like to meet with you for 20 minutes because I want to be able to show you what I do differently from other agents. I specialize in selling houses like yours that other agents couldn't sell. And since this is a huge financial decision for you, it would be worth 20 minutes of your time to get a second opinion so you could make sure that you're doing what's best for yourself financially, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. So would 3 o'clock be good for you today? Would 4 be better?
Okay, 4 would be better.
Okay. What you
Okay.
learn here? What'd you learn?
Yes. So what I learned is although they're still set on the fact that they're they're set on the fact that they have this relative. The way you addressed it, meaning I know that you want to, you wouldn't work with anyone less than,
Yeah.
that could get your property sold or whatever you said. My thing was, I like how you put that it's just a second. You didn't say it was a second opinion, or maybe you did, but at least just listen to what I have to say, and then you can make a decision from there.
Yeah. Jacqueline, I think the biggest thing that sort of helped turn this around and having
Uh huh.
was the report and approval. Because everything I said, you're relative, of course, and is smart, and you're smart. Like you don't know what to do with me at this point. Your mind is open. And that
Right.
I always say it's a critical part of handling objections because if you don't repeat and approve and validate what they're saying, then they feel like, well, you're not listening to me, so why should I listen to you? That's critical. So, all
Right.
right, girl. Thank you so much. This was super
You welcome. I enjoyed.
great. I'll see you soon.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.